Choose your enemies carefully, then take a full grip. I'll tell you why. I hope I was able to entertain you a little with those dance moves. Welcome to my channel. In case you're stopping by for the first time, this is a place of love. You're highly welcome. You've become a regular. Welcome home. This place belongs to us. It belongs to you and I, our home, our family. Welcome home. Choose your enemies carefully, then take a full grip. That is today's topic. If you listen carefully to my maybe the last 2-3 videos I did, I talked about not being right with the wrong people. Yes, if you listen to previous older videos, I also talked about forgiveness and setting boundaries, doing away with toxic people, and so many things to tell you that as much as I am all about love, kindness, goodness, purity, sweetness, gentleness, I do not subscribe for anybody to be mistreated, to be taken for granted for any form of injustice in your relationships, especially in such relationships that don't allow you to come to full expansion of yourself, full expression, relationships that may want to suppress you, oppress you. I don't subscribe to that. I will never subscribe to that. Neither will I recommend or prescribe it for anybody. Now, there are relationships you can't run away from or you can't do away with. Close-knitted relationships that are your daily, everyday encounters. You can't just do away with them. People in your families, you didn't choose your families. You can never do away with them. Your colleagues at the office, your workplace, all of you are there for one purpose, to have a source of livelihood. You can't do away with them. If you live in a shared compound, your neighbors, even you can't just do away with certain people in your immediate circle of relationships. So there are relationships you can't really run away from. Okay, there are relationships that you must have, no matter how unhappy or unprogressive or not so rewarding it may appear. It looks as if something you can't really run away from, but there are ways to cope with such difficulty. But before we delve into that, why would a relationship as close-knit as that ever be difficult? Is all because people in that relationship are probably not seeing eye to eye, are probably not sitting at a round table, are probably not giving one another ears enough, listening ears enough, attentiveness, consideration enough. Many people in that relationship, everybody in that relationship are probably selfish, only thinking about themselves, or one side or one party in that relationship are the ones that care, the other party don't care. That is why you usually have unhappinesses in relationships that don't seem to move forward, because all hands are not on deck. Other people have other intentions or ambitions or reasons for being in that relationship. They don't seem to have one mind. Now, when you find yourself in your relationship that it is not as smooth, as progressive as it is supposed to be, and you have done all what you can and it's still not progressing, you're not going to die. You're not going to commit suicide. Sometimes you're not even going to abandon the relationship, especially if it is a very important relationship like your workplace, like your family members, like your neighbors. Maybe you live in a rented apartment, before you think of moving, it will be another expiration of your rent. So you are not going to run away simply because people around you don't seem to agree. Likewise, in your workplace, maybe you are working in an environment where there is not so much understanding. You're not going to abandon your job and run away simply because the people there are making things difficult for you. There are coping mechanisms. And one of the coping mechanisms I'm sharing with you today, if you look at it strictly, you may think it is anti my messages. You may think it's against my message of love, joy, and understanding, but it is not. It calls for wisdom. I always talk about not throwing your pearls to pigs. I always talk about we are better off with less enemies. But my dear, there are people, this type of enemy I'm telling you to have is enemies in quotes. Not that kind of death enemy, not that kind of hatred-filled enemies, but selected somebody, 1 or 2 persons you are now saying, fine and good. It's not going to work with well between us. I package you and put you in a carton, in a pack that I label enemy. Even though as soft as the label sounds, as mild as you may take it, even though you will not take it as strictly or as badly. Why will you do that? Because these are people that when you keep being right towards them, you will forever be wrong. You people don't agree on so many levels. Please and please respond to people in the language they understand. Give them back what they can understand. You are probably shining above their level. You're probably giving them something they cannot really grapple. They are still grappling with, struggling to understand it. Package them. Do you hear me? Package them, or package him or her. Put in that cardboard box that they have consistently over time proven to you that is the level they can afford, that is who they are. Package them, put there, and put a sweet label on it. Then take a full grip to manage that relationship. Sometimes people that want to be humble, or want to keep a low profile, or want to be considerate, loving, and less selfish, get taken for granted. But my brother, my sister, I won't subscribe or agree for you to be roughshod simply because you're being a good person. No, I don't want that to happen to you. Neither do I want it to be your story. As much as we are called to be meek and humble as a dove, we should also be wise. Even the Bible says be wise as a serpent. I'm not telling you to go and be a serpent or snake, or go and have a serpentine spirit. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is, my dear, sometimes some people that have insisted, it is only that label you give them. Within you don't really need to show it to them, but go within you, decide to remove. It's as good as that space you gave them in your mind or in your heart. You remove them from that space because they don't deserve to occupy that space of friends, space of lovely, space of a good companion. They don't give you good companionship. They don't give understanding or listening ears. Remove them from that precious space. You place them in your mind, in your heart, and place them in that little carbon box where they belong, labeled enemies. It is now up to you to decide who you call enemy, what you describe as enemy. But I assure you, don't let it be that kind of enmity they only can afford. Because if you try to be exactly like them, you will end up becoming like them in a bit to give them back their own medicine. I will advise for you to carefully check yourself. It takes a very slim balance. It takes a lot of intelligence, it takes a lot of tact, it takes a lot of combination of goodwill, good hearts, good naturedness, good mind, wisdom, common sense. For you, it's a personal thing. There is no one cut suits all solution to it. It is you that will go with it, my dear. Put the people in their right proportionate boxes where they have insisted and shown you over time that is who they are. Remember, when people show you their true colors, they show you who they really are. Please believe them. Okay? I don't know, today's message may sound a little bit confusing. Maybe I didn't really push out what I want to say in the most elaborate way, or in the best of explanations. I don't know. If you misunderstand me, please tell me. I will throw more light to you in the comments. If you have questions, ask me. Okay, today's message is a little bit, it may sound complicated going by all what I represent, all what I preach. But if you catch my drift, if you can feel me or understand what I mean, let me hear it. Tell me in the comments that you can feel what I'm saying or that you understand, agree with it. Okay, thank you very much. That is the end of today's message, and I hope and I believe Your life has been blessed as always. Thank you very much, and do have a lovely, lovely time. I love you.